Evening. It's a little after 9 o'clock. I'm in the process of putting my kids to bed. If you're a parent, you understand. And right now, I've convinced my daughter to wait for me in her bedroom while I record this video. So hopefully she stays in there and I can actually record this video without interruption. But anywho, this is a video on what I'm doing right now and why. And little background on me: I'm a 24-year-old entrepreneur. I'm married. I have two children. One of them just turned two. The other one is not yet one. And I am trying to live the best life I can, I guess. There's a lot that goes into that, but it's kind of beyond the scope of this video at the moment. So really, I just wanted to give everyone like an update on what's going on in my life and put out a lot of my thoughts and my goals, my objectives, what I'm trying to accomplish right now, so that people can understand what it's like being an entrepreneur and also just the thought process that goes into it. What's it like being a husband and father? What it's like trying to be a athlete while being a husband, father, and business owner, and really all the other complexities of my life. I'm just going to share a lot more of that and put out more thoughts on more abstract goals I have that have less to do with Week to Warrior, and just share more of my thoughts, share more of my goals, and make it less me presenting things that are very curated and ideas that are very curated, and more me sharing the inner workings of my mind. And this is for a few reasons. One is that it'll just let people online get to know me better. So you can go through my videos, you can see what I'm interested in, you can see the things I talk about, and you can relate to me more and then hit me up if we relate in the same thing. That'd be cool. Help me meet more people who are interested in the things I'm interested in. And that's definitely something I want. I would really love to meet more people who are trying to do the same thing as me, because it's rare. I don't actually know anyone else who's trying to do this. So it's a little lonely. And that's another thing about being an entrepreneur and husband, father, business owner, is that can be very lonely. You feel like no one really understands what you're going through because they don't. But it's fine. I mean, like, who really understands anyone? I mean, like, let's not get too existential. But anywho, I will continue sharing some more of the stuff I'm working on right now. So basically, where I'm at right now in business and in life is basically this. So I did Week to Warrior. I did that and health coached Week to Warrior full time from 2023 to or 2022 to 2023. And by doing that, devoting myself to health coaching single mindedly from 2022 to 2023, was able to make a good amount of money, but not nearly enough to support my family, and not nearly consistently enough to support my family. So it took a sidetrack. And ultimately, I thought and realized various ways that I could put in less time into health coaching and get a better result out of it in terms of the quality of the client I'm working with, in terms of the type of clients I'm working with, and in terms of the level of client education when I start working with them. Because I was having a huge problem where I would start working with people and it would take me like 40 to 50 hours just to bring them up to speed on like the basic stuff they need to know. And it was just really, really involved, and that made it really hard for me to onboard new clients. Like, if I got a new client, I'd have to spend like 2 weeks getting them up to speed, and that just really threw a wrench in my system. So the way I decided to get around this is to write a book, and I'm writing a book right now that's going to basically cover a lot of the basic stuff that I cover with people in my coaching program. And that will both serve to help generate leads for my coaching program. It will get the information out there, which is something I want. The information will be out there forever. Long after I'm gone, people can benefit from the knowledge that I have suffered, sweat, bled, cried, and like pulled out of the abyss to get. So people can have that knowledge, and that knowledge will continue. That's very important to me. And then also, like, I can keep developing Week to Warrior. Like, a lot of my goal is just to keep developing Week to Warrior, because I'm just obsessed with human potential, human performance, how we maximize human performance and potential, how health plays into that, how diet plays into that, how mindset and all these things interact together, how we can optimize the variables that go into making us who we are to get a really good outcome. How we can like, you know what I mean, like beyond proper hydration and stuff, like beyond biohacking, really like how do I become the best that I can possibly be, and focusing very much on the physical criteria that goes into that, like what is going to make me feel and perform my best. And really the ultimate reason for this is because like I see, I mean, first of all, I've suffered so much from poor health that it's just like I can't do anything else, because I didn't really have a choice in that matter. Like I just was forced into figuring out how to do this, or I would have to kill myself. So um there's that. But then it's also like, it's the only thing I'm really like not the only thing, but it's like the only thing that like, it's actually interesting. So it's not the only thing I'm interested in, not even close. It's just the only thing that I could devote my life to and not feel like I'm wasting my time, and not feel like I should be doing something else with my time, and that like it's just a waste. So it's not the only thing I could do, but it's like the thing that like I feel like I should be doing on Earth right now. Like if this had been done, I'd be doing something else. If someone had already figured out why everyone's sick, sad, depressed, and can't function properly, and why their brains don't work, then I probably wouldn't be doing that. I'd probably be building something else. But because humans are functioning so far below their potential, it's really, really critical that someone figure out why we're functioning so far below our potential, figure out what we need to do to get back to our potential, and then create a system around that, and a way of understanding that system, and a way of implementing that system in steps so we can actually do it. Because like if I just tell you you need to move to a society that is organized differently in order to be healthy, that's not helpful. But in a real sense, you kind of do, because our society just isn't set up for you to be healthy or live a good life. Like it isn't, in a really deep way. But in a lot of ways, it also is, though. I mean, like, you look outside and you can see the world very clearly isn't constantly bent on our suffering and enslavement at all times. Like, it's really cool. Like, really, I don't know how many other people think like this, but like, I'll go to like a grocery store or something. I'll look around and be like, whoever like made this grocery store likes people. Like they do. Like they want people to like see things and like interact, like look at all this stuff, like wow, look at all this stuff people like have like got, like oh wow, like someone thought, wow, maybe people want sriracha, like I don't know, there's a lot of thought that goes into a grocery store, like Disney for instance. Like you go to Disney, you're looking around Disney, it's like whoever made Disney wants people to enjoy themselves. And maybe there's a huge profit. There's definitely a huge profit motive behind that, but they don't hate people. Like they want people to be happy. Like Disney's not like a torture camp. It's like a pretty good place to go, honestly. And a lot of societies like that. It has like these huge upsides. Like a grocery store is actually kind of a good example in that most of the food is poison, but the general idea of bringing food to you so you don't have to go kill it yourself is like a really sweet thing. It's like, hey guys, I just brought all this food to one place so you can just go buy it. You don't have to get it yourself. It's like it's all here and it's all like fresh and you can eat it and it's great. Except like most of the food's poison. Society's kind of like that. Like we have this phone that can bring us ideas from any corner of the world from all history at once, but most of what comes through it is just garbage. And that's kind of society. Like we have the potential and the infrastructure to mainline super high quality amazing things into people's lives constantly, but we use that to do things that, to like produce like soybean oil, produce food that isn't food, entertainment that isn't good entertainment, low quality things. And basically that's a problem because good food's expensive, blah blah blah. But anywho, like the whole point, like systemize all of this so people can actually implement this in their life, and they can actually like live a really high quality life, reach their potential, feel amazing mentally, look amazing, perform amazing, get all this information out there. So like I said, that's like one of the main things I'm trying to work on in life. And I started doing this like anyone, if you're watching this whole thing, I'm kind of rambling, but it's good. This is ultimately good. And I'm going to share with you my whole journey and a large part of my journey on entrepreneurship. And if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're starting this online business journey, you just definitely want to like watch this because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to be able to relate to my journey. You're going to pick up tips. So anywho, so I, like many other people, started doing the health coaching. I got a coach to teach me how to make money doing health coaching. He's actually really, really great, dude. Omar Harb. He taught me a lot about marketing. Really, really great marketer. And following what he told me to do and what like I worked on with him, I was able to make a good amount of money health coaching, but not enough to support myself in the way I wanted to. And that's a lot of that's how I wanted to run the business. And a lot of that's also just it's like very competitive and actually difficult to get sales generated. Like it is just difficult. But then also on top of that, I wanted to run the business a certain way. I wanted to work with a certain kind of client. I wanted to work with a certain kind of client in a certain kind of way for a certain kind of fee. All of these things made I just basically worked really hard at it for a while, and then by working really hard at it, I realized that most of the effort that I was putting into getting people to sign up with me was in education. Like if someone actually knows what I know, to a degree, like people around me, they just come to me constantly for advice because they know that I know what's up. So mostly what I'm doing is I'm just educating people, and that took a lot of time and energy to educate people, and I realized that the book would ultimately do a better job. So this being said, at that time, while I'm doing this, I'm also doing eBay to support myself and my family. I'm also doing odd jobs and stuff to support myself and my family. And and basically I ultimately realized that doing all of this was not the most efficient use of my time. I read the 4 Hour Work Week and I was like, okay, this is not the way. Ultimately, I need to have a better system going on because, like, I don't want to just build a cage for myself, and that's what a lot of businesses turn into is they turn into cages because you're building this business, and let's say you build a business, then you make like $100,000 a year, but you need to work 80 hours a week to keep that business going, and now your lifestyle requires $100,000 a year. Well, now you are a slave to that business, and it's really a cage because you have to keep working 80 hours a week to keep it going, and you don't know any other way to keep the business going. So you're just stuck in that situation. I didn't want to end up in that situation. And I also need a consistent income because I have a wife and children. So and then also like I just had a revelation come to me that like it's really the thing I should be doing to write this book. So there is an element of that. Like I do just have this deep seated feeling that it's the right thing to do to write the book. And it all lines up with the way I understand the business to work and the way I understand lead generation to work. And it really opens things up for me because now instead of spending all of my time making videos trying to educate people on health, I can just make videos about stuff that I'm interested in. Then I throw up the book on my website. You can buy the book if you want to know more, and then the book will educate you, and then you can get health coaching from me if you want to go deeper. But the book's going to give you everything you need. But if you want someone more experienced to help you put it all together, then that's what I'm here for. But the book itself is going to be complete because it's going to be here after I'm dead. So I want it to serve as a testimony to how awesome I am, and it can't do that if it's not complete. So, yeah. Anyway, but really though, like I do want it to serve as a testimony to how awesome I am because I just believe that like the blood, sweat, and tears I put into getting that information, it's meaningful. It really means something, and it's really awesome that I'm gonna put this out there. So I want it to be the testimony to that awesomeness, and the book itself must be awesome to be a testimony to awesomeness. Just life, that's how it works. So working on the book, and before I started doing that though, back at the beginning of 2023, I was like, okay, so I gave myself a year to make health coaching profitable enough to do my full-time career at it, to make that my full-time job, all I'm doing. But I couldn't get it to that point the way I wanted to. So I'm like, okay, well, gonna take a break from that. But in doing all of this, I've learned so much about marketing and also from other businesses I've started, because I've been starting businesses since I was 7, and including eBay too. So, but really like health coaching though, I learned so much about marketing. And I'm just figured, I'm like, I can take everything I know about marketing and then I can turn that into marketing for a company that has a more established product. Because if I understand your customer base, I understand like who you're selling to and why, then I'm very good at marketing. So I'm not going to get into like exactly how you're going to do that, but I could very easily take a company that's making $500,000 a year and have them make $1 million a year. I'm just good at that. So I ultimately was looking at doing that, and I went to the conference, went to NECAN, and I was going around meeting people at NECAN, and I'm not going to drop names simply because like I don't roll that way. But I met this guy. He's a CEO of a really cool company, doing some cool stuff, and I was really excited to work with him and help him out. After talking to him a bit about his business, I talked to him about his business. Talked to a lot of people there about their business, but this guy, I liked his business. I liked him, and I was really excited because I was just like, I wanted a marketing thing. And the way I went about getting the job, though, so this is, I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you like pretty much everything. So the way I went about getting the job was first I show up at the conference, I have my resume, I got my cover letter, I got just your stuff. You got your stuff that you got if you're looking for a job. And I start walking up to people and say, "Hey, I'm Devin Young. I'm looking for a career in marketing. I'd like to." And these people would just turn around, and just walk away from me. Like literally, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm Devin Young. It's nice to meet you. I've been doing blah blah blah." And they're like, and then I'd be like, "I'm looking to start a career in marketing. I'm looking to help people with Gone, just run away. So then I sat down myself. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get these people to talk to me? I mean, I'm like, I want to like help people with their marketing. Like, how am I gonna or sales? Because they're the same thing ultimately. But I like more the marketing side of it because there's more leverage in the marketing side of it, and I seem to be better at it. And I like the psychology of marketing. I like both of them honestly, but I seem to be better at marketing, and there's more leverage in it. So that those two factors alone lead me towards marketing. But really, sales and marketing are just marketing is the beginning of the sales process. Closing is the end of the sales process. We call closing sales. We call lead generation marketing. I don't know why, because they go together. You have to integrate your sales and marketing, and you're closing your lead generation. Because if you don't generate leads the same way you're closing, then there's gonna be confusion. Like if I like tell you you're coming to a great birthday party and you show up and I'm trying to sell you health insurance, like, hey, yeah, I generated a lead, but I like the way I generated the lead doesn't make it easy to sell you. So really, it's all the same thing. Sales and marketing is one thing. But anywho, so I'm looking for these companies. I want to start doing some sales and marketing work, and ultimately they're just turning around. They're not talking to me. So I'm like, okay, who are these people talking to and why? And what I realized is that they're talking to wealthy investors. And the way you can tell someone's a wealthy investor isn't that they say I'm a wealthy investor, because anyone can say that. So they wouldn't believe you if you said that. But what you do is you dress a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way, and you start asking pointed questions about the way the business is run, similar to the way they do on Shark Tank. I mean, they just act like they do on Shark Tank, basically. That's how a wealthy investor acts. So I started to go up to these people acting like they do on Shark Tank. Instantly, they're all talking to me. They're all cheery. They're all like, this all bright and smiles because they want my money, because they think I'm an investor. They want my money. Um, it's a real Shark Tank. But anywho, by doing this, I'm telling you guys the dark arts now. Like this is some A1 stuff I'm telling you. Like holy cow, I can't believe I'm telling you this for free. But anywho, so that's what I want to do though. I want to just put out really great information so I can actually meet people who like resonate with me. Maybe I can work with them in the future. Maybe they become clients. Maybe they become friends. Maybe I just meet some people and I don't know. I put this information out there. All eventually forming communities and stuff. I mean, just to be like really real about this, like I got two daughters. Like I'm looking to kind of set up arranged marriages for them because it just seems to me to be a wise thing to do. And I want to have a community of very successful people who think like me so I can pick amongst their children of who I want to marry my daughters. And this is part of that. So like there's many levels to my strategy. And you're going to see that. And I'm going to let you see that through these live streams simply because I want more people to understand the way I think, because those people who are capable of understanding the way I think are capable of one, appreciating the things I bring to this world, two, could be capable of contributing, and three, having a network is power. And I want power for various reasons, mostly because power enables me to obtain resources, status, and various things that make life easier. Yeah, pretty straightforward. But anywho, yeah, so like, and a lot of the ideas I'm sharing are very powerful, and ultimately I'm not gonna like get people to come to me if I'm not giving you the best stuff. And like I want people to, and I also like yeah, I don't know. I've been led to believe that sharing my best information, at least some of my best information, is going to be in my best interest long term. Simply because my ability to reach so many people is has never been more powerful. So yeah, I could give you information that would enable you to compete with me, maybe, because I don't really think anyone can compete with me anyway, because like it's just the way my brain works. Like, okay, yeah, I tell you how I went about generating these leads for the marketing business, but are you really going to be able to copy me? Maybe, maybe. And if you can, then hopefully I could learn something from you too. So there's also the community. I don't know, like it's interesting because I'm putting out information. There's a chance that you could take all the information and go use it to your own benefit, but like I really don't think so though, because the kind of stuff I'm working on, like it's not. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess I'm okay with chaos. So I'm just gonna put on all this really juicy information and see what people do with it. Uh, yeah. That's definitely the way. So I'm gonna start wrapping this up right now, simply because I have to go put my daughter to bed. Like I did tell her, I was like, hey, if you wait in your room patiently, I'll come after I finish recording this video. I did say that. I keep my word to my daughter. I keep my word to everyone. It's very important to do so. So I just want to wrap up a bit more of like what I'm doing and why. So anywho, met this guy at the thing. Almost he had like $1 million a year company. Almost ended up running his sales and marketing. I got impatient though. I just never been in that scenario before, and like he kept canceling meetings on me because he couldn't get people in the room to like meet with me. And it like I hadn't really been in that situation before with like these board meetings and like investors and all these people. So I just kind of thought he was being rude, honestly. Like I really just thought he was being rude, and I was like, okay, so you're just like come on, man. Like just don't give me a time to meet if you can't be there at the time. At the time I just had two kids, like I was kind of overstressed and like that's so I got impatient with him, and then he ended up kind of like falling apart. It kind of just fell apart and like whatever as things happen. But ultimately, I mean, what I realized is that there's a huge opportunity in marketing right now for anyone who can notice it. So I'm taking that same energy. I'm looking for jobs in marketing agencies. Um, yeah, marketing agencies or companies who understand marketing. But that's the other thing too is like a lot of companies don't understand marketing. Like no one understands marketing like at all. Like but so really, I want to work for like a marketing agency, so I continue to grow my marketing skills in a environment where I have the opportunity to grow and get paid proportionate to my skills, and then also have the time to like start my own thing on the side, or not really start because I already started, but continue growing Week to Warrior on the side, branch out to supplement companies and various other things. I got a lot of other business ideas that I want to start as soon as I have the capital and to kind of have my life more in order. Simply because like I just had two kids in 2 years and it kind of like threw me for a loop. Like I have to like relearn how to do life, and that's challenging. So at the time, so right now, what I'm doing is I'm writing the Week to Warrior book. I am putting out these videos to kind of just put out feelers in the internet. Like I'm not really sure what it is that I'm most interested in that people will resonate with the most, but I know that like I've got some great stuff. So I'm just gonna put it out there. People resonate. They come to me, begin a dialogue, start building up an audience. A lot of the people I want to work with are business owners and people who are basically going to be in the same situation as myself, but without all the health information, performance information, and fitness information, without necessarily the business insights I've had, and without the family and life organizational insights I've had. So I'm making these videos for you guys too, like all you business owner, father, dads out there. Business owner, father, dads. I like that. Husband, fathers. I don't know. But like making this for you, I want to put this information out there. I want to share this with you, and I want to just see like who's interested and like really grow interest around my interests, because any business I'm planning on starting is going to be based around my interests. So ultimately it seems to me to be silly to only release videos for Week to Warrior. Granted, everything I do kind of falls into the category of Week to Warrior, but ultimately it seems silly to just release videos for Week to Warrior when all of my interests are not only share like if you're interested in Week to Warrior for health, fitness, and high performance coaching, or just interested in those ideas, you're probably going to be interested in my business ideas. You're interested in my like life organization ideas. You're gonna be interested in like other stuff that I'm interested, like what I do for fun, jujitsu, various stuff. So like, I just want to put all of it out there, um, without a real content strategy at the moment, simply to get the information out there and make myself more accessible to people and the ideas more accessible to people. I could take these and cut them up into shorts. But really, though, I just wanted to share my unfiltered thoughts about like what I'm doing in my life, and to get a little more unfiltered. Like when I was growing Week to Warrior, I felt, at least at first, I felt the need to like put on, kind of like everyone does. Like I was like, okay, I need to like look successful. I need to like look like I've already got everything figured out. But I realized ultimately that like everyone's doing that, and it's kind of just really lame and weird. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess, yeah, I was being lame and weird by doing it, but whatever, everyone does it. So this is part of my effort to be very real. So, like, I want to put out, like, like everyone on Facebook, if you're a health coach, like, you see, like, everyone on Facebook, like, I just made $10,000. And first of all, like, they didn't. Some of them did, but, like, a lot of them are just full of shit. And secondly, I just kind of wanted to, like, actually tell people what it's like, because there's so much I've learned, and, like, it seems to me like everyone's kind of, like, too busy pretending they know everything to learn more and share more. And like, I don't really think like I'm going to tell you something that's going to enable you to steal my business. Because like also Owen Cook had this idea, and I really stuck to this. Where he said he would tell everyone, all his competitors, what he was doing and why, so that they could compete with him better. And the reason for that is that his industry was not viewed as legitimate. So the more people that were doing what he was doing, the more legitimate his industry would seem. And I believe that health coaching is in the same boat. I mean, ultimately, um, yeah, I mean, really, like it's not taken very seriously. Oh, you're a health coach. Like, okay, like whatever. Everyone and their brother's a health coach. So the more successful health coaches there are out there, the more seriously the industry will be taken. The more coaches are successful out there, the more people are successful out there, the more this idea of self-made success will be bought into, and the more people will try to do it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And ultimately, like, money isn't a fixed pie. The pie grows. Like, one thing I'm doing Week to Warriors, I'm helping people gain the potential to earn more money. If your brain works better, you have more energy, you're smarter, you're thinking clearly, you're no longer suffering from chronic disease, you're not suffering from chronic fatigue, you're not suffering from chronic brain fog, you're not suffering from digestive issues, you're not suffering from like drug addiction, drug dependency, and all these things, and your mind works, you're focused, you feel good, then you can get a lot more done, like 80 times more. So now that one person who previously was contributing $40,000 a year to the economy is now contributing $120,000 a year to the economy, or $200,000 a year to the economy, with their own business or a better job or better performance at their job or whatever. And now they have the ability to get more stuff for their family and so on. So when you buy Week to Warrior, or you get Coach Week to Warrior, you're ultimately increasing your earning potential. And a lot of businesses like that as well. Like when I learned marketing, I increased my earning potential. So now I'm able to go earn more money from people who previously wouldn't have been able to make the money to pay me, but now because they're healthy, they can make the amount of money required to pay me. So now I just created value out of nowhere. Like the people who are paying me wouldn't have been able to earn that money if they weren't being coached by me. And now that they are, they can. And now that I'm enabling them to do that, I can make that money too. So it goes up. But I'm gonna wrap this up quickly though, because I do have to go put my daughter to bed because I love her and I did promise her that I'd be there. So, and it's important to keep your promises. So, quickly wrapping it up, I'm right now doing part-time work as an ABA therapist and applying to marketing jobs, and I am getting my little Week to Warrior funnel. Getting like I'll put an ebook out there. I'll put some stuff out there. There's just stuff for people to buy, because like there should just be something for people to buy. Like, why is there nothing for people to buy? People should be able to give me money if they want to. It's business 101. So I'm going to build my little funnel for that, make the website better, make it all like really nice. So when I'm talking to marketing agencies or companies, I'm saying, hey, I want to do marketing. Do you think I could like work for you? Do you think this could work out? Do you think I could even help you? They'll see what I've created for my own company, and they'll just be like, holy cow, that's amazing. Like you built that for, wow. And you're going to see it, and it's going to blow them away. So I want it to look really, really mint. And then also, if I do then build that the way I know I could and should this week, then first of all, I want to get it done in time for the Owen Cook conference, just because like he's going to Boston. Like I go hang out with him in Boston. It's pretty cool. And I just want to have it done then because it's just like it'd be like cool. You know, I'll be chilling there. I'd be like, yeah, I did what I needed to do. Instead of sitting there being like, I didn't do what I needed to do. You know, just better feelings. So I build that to the degree I know I can build it. Once I build that, some money will start coming in, which is just nice. I love making money from Week to Warrior. Like, it just feels so good because I'm like, oh, I'm making money doing the thing God wants me to do. And it feels right. So making some money from that, which is going to just be nice. And then also I can show people the funnel. And then I can also just keep improving the funnel. Because ultimately, I mean, I think Week to Warrior, like the coaching, the potential for Week to Warrior is huge. I want to have events. I want to have like an entire like adult sized playground. I want to have facilities. I want to have like I want to make Week to Warrior like a household name, and not even a household name. That's not like the real goal. The real goal is to reinvigorate the world and make the world a more beautiful place, full of beautiful, competent, healthy people who feel good and feel empowered to go do what God wants them to do. So, anyway, kind of been a little bit of a rambly video, but there'll be more because I'm just gonna keep sharing my thoughts. Basically, that's a little bit of what I'm doing right now and why. And if you're a business owner, father, husband, doing something similar, I hope you can take some ideas from that. And really, like, the only takeaway is like this idea of like, oh, I just started coaching and I'm making tons of money. I mean, like, some people do that, but like also just take the time to build something. Like really, like listen to your clients. Like I had so many people tell me, dude, you should write a book. And at a certain point, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I should just probably write a book because like everyone's telling me to